Hello children, welcome to the Samveda e-learning program. We are in the second session of the lesson Stars and Solar System. In the first session, you have learnt about moon and its structure and the formation of full moon day and new moon day along with the total solar eclipse as well as total lunar eclipse. In this session, you will learn about stars, star constellations, constellations and ancient Indian astronomy, the constellations in the night sky and their recognition and their naming. At the end, you are going to learn about the solar system as well as about sun. My dears, in the previous session, we have learned something about the objects in the night sky. We mainly discussed about moon. Other than moon, what you all see in the night sky? Can you remember? Can you tell me what you are going to identify in the night sky? Yes, you are right. You are going to identify twinkling stars, shooting stars, as well as the planets and other objects. So, it creates a wonder in our mind to think beyond the solar system and think beyond the night sky. Let us learn more about stars and their arrangement of the stars in the night sky. My question for you is, do all the stars appear in the same size and same color? No, they are different in their size and they are different in their colors. You have noticed it. What is the reason for this? The reason for this is the stars are millions of times farther away from the sun as well as the earth. Therefore, the stars appears to be like point like structures, and their color is also different and their size is also different, because they are all far away from us and they are far away from one another also. The another question is going to be rise in our mind. If you are going to see the day sky, the stars are not appearing. What is the reason for this? Why do the stars not appearing during daytime? In fact, the stars are present in the sky during the daytime also. However, they are not visible because the brightness of the sunlight. Due to the brightness of the sunlight during the daytime, though there is a stars in the night sky, we are not able to see them. My dears, if you are going to watch our night sky for 2-3 hours, we can see a prominent stars or a group of stars or cluster of stars. You will find that the star appear to move from east to west. A star which is rise in the east in the evening, set in the west in the early morning. Then what is the reason for this? So, you could see this movement of the star in the night sky. Then what is the reason for the appearance of or the movement of the star from east to west? Yes, you are right. That is due to the rotation of the earth from west to east. See, like this, earth will rotate from west to east. Therefore, star appears to be like moving from or rising from east to and setting in west. I told you already, the stars are far away from us. The distance of the star is not possible to measure in kilometers, because the distance between two stars is always larger. For this larger distance, or to measure this larger distance, we are going to use a unit in science, that is what we called light years. This light year is the unit used to measure the distance between the stars, distance between the sun and other stars, and distance between the earth and the stars. The unit used to measure the distance between two stars is called as light year. Then what is the value of 1 light year? What is the meaning of 1 light year? It is the distance travelled by the light in 1 year at the speed of 3 lakh kilometer per second. As you all know that speed of the light is 3 lakh kilometer per second. With the same speed, if the light travels for 1 year, then the total distance obtained for the calculation will be the value of 1 light year. So, how we are going to calculate the value of 1 light year? We are going to multiply the velocity of light with respect to the 365 days and 24 hours, 60 minutes and 60 seconds. The product of all these values gives rise 9.46 into 10 raised to 12 kilometers. That is the value of 1 light year. Interesting fact is, the light is produced by the sun takes 8 minutes to travel from sun to the earth. That means, if you are going to express this one in a light year scale, means it will become 8 light minutes. And another interesting fact is, there is a star called Alpha Centauri. It is about 4.3 light years from us. My dears, if you are going to keep on watch the northern sky, there is a star called pole star, which is having an interesting fact. It always appeared to be fixed due to the location of the pole star with respect to the earth rotation axis. My dears, we are not only see the stars and we can see the cluster of stars. The star forming a group that has a recognizable shape is called as constellations. The constellations were devised by the ancient people to able to recognize the stars in the sky. The shape of the constellations resembles object familiar to those people, and they were used to locate the places on the earth when there is no astrolabe or there is no magnetic compass. They used these constellations to travel from one country to another country or from one place to another place during night time. That is the interesting fact. So, we can see some constellations, they were named by our ancient people. So, by remembering the bear, they have grouped 7 different stars along with the few more stars. They named them as a Great Bear, and even for Orion and Cassiopeia and Leo Major. Let us know about the constellations what we called Harsha Major. In Kannada we say Saptarshi Mandala. One of the most famous constellations which you can see during summer time in the early part of the night, which is called as Harsha Major. It is also known as the Big Dipper and Great Bear or Saptarshi Mandala in Kannada. So, here you are seeing the constellations Harsha Major or Big Bear. This is how ancient people grouped the stars by remembering the bear. This is the imagination of the Indian ancient people in grouping 7 stars. There are 7 prominent stars in this constellations, as I told you already. It is appear like a big ladle or a question mark for some people. There are 3 stars in the handle and 4 in its bowl. This is what their imagination. The next constellation is Orion or Lubdaka, or also called as Mahavyada. Their recognitions pattern you can see here. See, Orion is another well known constellation that can be seen during winter in the late evenings. It is one of the most magnificent constellation in the sky. It is also has 7 or 8 bright stars. Orion is also called as the hunter constellation. The three middle stars represent the belt of the hunter. The four bright stars appear to be arranged in the form of quadrilateral. Here you can see, so three stars are appeared in the belt of the hunter, and rest of the four stars are formed as a quadrilateral. Here you can see the quadrilateral formation as well as these three stars along with the other star. Here you can see the Betelgeuse and the Regal, they are the bright star in Orion constellations. The star Sirius, which is the brightest star in the night sky. To locate Sirius, imagine a straight line passing through the three middle star of the Orion. Look along this line towards the east. This line will lead you to a very bright star. It is what we called Sirius. So, if you are going to extend the line for these three stars, it is going to be reach the brightest star in the night sky, what we call the Sirius. The another interesting constellation is Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is another prominent constellation in the northern sky. It is visible during winter in the early part of the night. It is look like letter W or M. So, I am showing you the image of some more constellations. So, this is how our ancient people named the constellations. My dear students, the total sky is divided into 88 constellations, 44 is above the northern hemisphere, and another 44 star constellations is below the southern hemisphere. So, we can only see 44 from the northern part of the earth. So, these are the various constellations named by the ancient people. Let us come to the solar system. As you all know that there are 8 planets revolving around the sun. The sun along with this 8 planet are called as solar system, and there are other members also in solar system. You are going to learn in the next session. My dears, which are those 8 planets in the solar system? As you all know that after the sun we will have Mercury, then Venus, thereafterwards Earth, and then Mars, then Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. These are the 8 planets of our solar system. You know that the Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system, and the Earth is only the planet where the living beings existed. And you know that Saturn, Neptune and Uranus having a ring system. So, these detailed information I am going to give you in the next session. Let us learn about our sun. My dears, the sun is the nearest star to us. Which is the nearest star to the earth? It is only the sun. So, after the sun there is a star called Proxima Centauri, which is the nearest star other than sun. So, this is the structure of the sun. It is going to produce heat as well as light. Thermonuclear reactions are responsible for the heat and light in the sun. Hydrogen atoms are going to combine to form helium. During this reaction, enormous amount of energy is going to released along with light. So, you know that it takes 8 minutes to reach earth. The distance between the sun and the earth is 150 million kilometers, which is considered as 1 AU, that is what we call 1 astronomical unit. The star nearest to the earth is sun, as I told you already. Then the interesting fact is the size of the sun. The diameter of the sun is equal to 109 Earth's diameter. That much huge the sun was. Now, planets, you know that there are 8 planets in the solar system. We can identify 4 to 5 planets in the night sky. They are called as the wanderers. The planets are called as wanderers. The planets look like stars in the night sky, but they are not having light of their own. They will not produce their own light. They reflect only the light from the sun. How do you distinguish between planet and the stars? The simplest method of identifying planets from stars is that stars twinkle, whereas planets do not. Also, the planets keep changing their position with respect to the stars, as we can see during night sky. Orbit and period of revolution of these planets. What is an orbit? A planet has a definite path in which it revolves around the sun. This path is called as orbit. In this particular orbit, the planets are going to revolve around the sun. So, different planets having different orbit around the sun. You should know that the time taken by a planet to complete one revolution is called period of revolution. For our Earth, it is 365 days, what we called 1 year. The period of revolution increases as the distance of the planet increases from the sun. The period of revolution of Mercury is lesser, where in case of for Neptune it is very large. It takes many years to complete one revolution, but Mercury completes one revolution in 88 days. Our Earth takes 365 days to complete one revolution. This video show you how the orbit is located around the sun and how the planets are revolving around the sun. Now, let us learn about period of rotation. Beside revolving around the sun, a planet also rotates on its own axis like a top. The time taken by a planet to complete one rotation becomes its period of rotation. For Earth, the period of rotation is 24 hours. It is known to you. See, Earth take 24 hours to complete one rotation and 365 days to complete one revolution around the sun. What about moons or satellites? Moon is our Earth's natural satellite. Some planets are known to have moons or satellites revolving around them. Any celestial body revolving around another celestial body is called a satellite. Here moon is a celestial body and Earth is also another celestial body. Moon is revolving around the Earth, therefore, moon is called the satellite of the Earth. So, what are satellite? Any celestial body revolving around another celestial body becomes the satellite. We also have artificial satellite. There are many man-made satellites revolving around the Earth. These are called as artificial satellite. The satellites made by the man are called as artificial satellite. The many number of artificial satellites are revolving around the Earth. They are using for many purposes, including TV, radio telecast and broadcast. You have learnt much more about stars and solar system in this session. So, you are going to learn more about solar system in the next session. Today in this class you have learnt about distance of stars and light year. You have learnt the meaning of 1 light year, that is time taken by the light to travel to a distance in 1 year. And also I have learned that time taken by the light to travel from sun to the earth is 8 light minutes and distance of Alpha Centauri is about 4.3 light years. And also you have learnt about constellations. They are the group of stars which are arranged in the recognizable shape or pattern. They are called as constellations. The ancient people are used these constellations for identification of the place. And also I have learnt about the major constellations of the night sky like Ursa Major, Cassiopeia, the Hunter, etc. And also I have learnt about Orion constellation, which is also called as Hunter constellation. And also you have learnt how to identify the star Sirius in the night sky with the help of Orion constellation. And also I have learned that the distance between the sun and the earth is 150 million kilometer, which is equal to 1 astronomical unit. You are also familiar about orbit and period of revolution. You could able to distinguish between the term orbit as well as period of revolution. My dears, based on today's session, I am giving you home assignment. Please write down these questions and get the answer and show to your teachers. The first question is, what are constellations? The second question is, write the other name of Ursa Major. The third question is, which constellation is known as the Hunter? The fourth question is, what are planets? The fifth and last question is, write the names of the members of our solar system. Fill in the blanks with suitable answer. The unit used to measure distance between stars is. The star nearest to the earth is. The star nearest to the sun is. Indian name of Ursa Major constellation is. Number of prominent stars in Ursa Major are. Brightest star in the night sky is? The constellation used to locate star Sirius is? The star in the direction of Earth axis of rotation is? The period of revolution of Earth is? Planets moves around the sun in dash orbit. I hope you are all able to write the answer for this question. My dears, let us meet in the next session to learn more about solar system. Till then, have a good time, stay safe, keep learning. Thank you all. Keep learning. Thank you all.